1, 2, 1, 2, 3, yeah.
Anyway, enough of that. Enough of that. Okay, it's Taylor Talks. Doing a video today, a video I wanted to do for quite a while. It's basically just a video talking about personal style, really. Personal style, I think it's one of those things that I find very interesting, and I'm very interested in other people's style. I'm very conscious of my own personal style. I'm always trying to develop it, and I think personal style is more than just clothes themselves. I think it's something that really represents the person, and that's why I just wanted to spend the video literally just talking about my thoughts on it, really. So what I'm going to probably just talk about is what is personal style and what contributes to someone's style. What I feel like a personal style tells and shows to other people, and then just sort of like maybe just ways how to find your own personal style, and then just talking about like sort of where I get influence for the things I wear, really. So just a disclaimer, in no means am I a professional or qualified or licensed to talk about this. I'm literally just a guy sharing his opinions. I'm not a stylist. But yeah, I think it would just be sort of a good video for discussion, really. A good topic for discussion in this video. So yeah, let's just crack on into it. What is personal style? So yeah, as I like briefly mentioned, I think personal style is like the way you show up in the world, the way you present yourself to the world. I really think it's sort of, if you as a person was a product, your personal style and the way you dress yourself is like the packaging, the logo, the box you're in, the shape of the box. Yeah, it's what people, I feel like it's what people first see of you, and it helps people to make an impression of you, maybe rightly or wrongly, but make assumptions about you. So it's that's why I think personal style is really interesting, and it's yeah, because it's just the way you show up in the world, really. So I think things that contribute to your personal style, first and foremost, the most obvious thing is your clothes, the literal garments you wear. So this could be like so your garments, for example, your clothes, it could be the shape of your clothes, how new or old they look, the colours that you wear, just the fit of the clothes. Yeah, like what type of shoes you wear, formal, casual. And I think that's sort of the first layer of it. And then also as well, I think personal style includes the little things that people might not notice or take into granted, is the hairstyle, your hairstyle. I know me, I've got a pretty mad hairstyle, but it's a part of your style. The way you groom yourself as well, I think that also comes into your style, and how well you groom yourself. So if you're a person that's very you could be a person that's very clean, looks very well groomed, that's very well put together. Almost, you do see them people that look like really, groom themselves and look like sort of a wax model. They're that well sort of groomed, you know what I mean, and look so perfect. And you got other people who just kind of look like they've rolled out of bed, but it sort of adds to their personal style. Also, I think the way you carry yourself as a person as well is sort of part of your style. The way you walk, if you're a quick, fast walker, you could be a slow walker, you could walk with a bit of a limp, a bit of attitude, you know what I mean? And the way you speak and the way you use your words as well. And I think this is sort of crossing onto not only personal style, but how you are as a person. And again, that's what I think personal style is good at. It sort of represents how you are as a person. Yeah, and also as well, I think what also contributes to personal style is sort of the brands that you wear. So this could be really luxury brands like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Balenciaga, whatever. Or you could just be a person that keeps it very like low key, or doesn't even wear designer brands, wears things like Primark, whatever, may still look good. So yeah, I think that's all what contributes. And then also as well, even the way you smell. So like, if you wear perfume, blah, 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 aftershave, things like that. So yeah, and then I think outside of the things you actually wear kind of thing, I even think your choice in accessories, the bags that you wear, your phone case, your earrings, the hats that you like to wear, if you want to take it that far, that again, that can just come under this umbrella of your style, because it's the things that you like to wear, the things that you feel best represent you. So what your personal style tells others. Yeah, so again, like I said, your personal style is sort of your branding, the way you market yourself to other people. Before people actually speak to you, they see you first, more times than not. So your personal style is integral to that, to people getting that first impression of you. Sometimes people will see you and never speak to you. There's been times where I've looked at someone, not because of their style, but maybe because of the way the energy they give off, with the way they carry themselves. Kind of looked at them, thought about talking to them, looked at them again and be like, nah. So there might be people that just don't even come into your life because of the way you dress yourself, or some people that are drawn to you because of the way you dress yourself and carry yourself. So again, going back to some of the things I was saying before, I think personal style tells you a lot. So colours, for example, let's start with colours. I find these are just personal observations. People who wear quite eccentric colours usually have quite an eccentric personality. So this could be like bright yellows, bright oranges, greens, purples, things like that. That sort of, I find that tends to reflect in people's character. And these people tend to be quite outgoing or bold. That is just a personal observation. Again, it's not like a fact per se. Also as well, so fits and tailoring and things like that. People who find wearing sort of like larger, oversized sort of clothing, those people tend to be a bit more relaxed, a bit more chilled out about things, or just a bit more carefree. Very tailored clothes and like formal clothes as well could represent like people who are a bit more professional, and maybe like suits as well. That represents people who have a bit more status, a bit more class traditionally, and then people who just generally don't take care of their hygiene and wear sort of scruffier clothes could just be seen as like less trustworthy, poor, less well off. So again, and I think as well, what comes into, again, like not only the clothes you wear, but like I said, the way you carry yourself and your posture as well, comes into personal style, in terms of if you're a person that stands up straight, tall, walks with a presence, that may come across as sort of being confident and being sure of yourself. So I think, again, it just comes back to the point of I think personal style transcends just the clothes, more than just the clothes. It goes into everything about you. Finding your personal style, finding the way you want to dress, I think this is a tricky one. It's a tricky one. I think there's a lot of people who still don't have a personal style. And I think there's people who just wear clothes just for the sake of wearing clothes. I really think it's really easy to get lost in trends and just wear whatever everyone else is wearing. But then there's some people who just wear things literally just for comfort, which is fine. I think finding your personal style, it's about experimenting. That's probably, actually, no, I'd say step number one is really thinking about the things that you really look good in, or you really make you feel comfortable, really make you feel good, really make you feel like you're the man. You know, when you put on, like, there's clothes in my wardrobe, like a couple jackets, a couple trousers, a couple pairs of trainers, where I put them on and I'm like, yeah, these are the one, this is it. Like, I just feel sick in this. And I think when sort of starting off your wardrobe or a personal style is taking note of those things that just make you feel 30, make you feel 100%, and then trying to possibly buy clothes from there on in that give you the similar sort of feeling, that make you feel 100%. But obviously that's not going to happen all the time. So I think the second biggest point is experimenting. So by experimenting, so maybe it could be seeing something that someone else has worn and you liking the look of that, and then try and incorporate that into your wardrobe. So it could be, you might be a person that wears skinny jeans, but you've seen wide trousers look good on someone else. So just buying a pair or trying on a pair, seeing how they get on. You might like them, you might hate them, but that's sort of like part of the journey. Or for example, you might be a person that wears a lot of dark colours, but you want to try and like change up your style a bit. So just seeing a top, maybe like a red top that you like, or like a yellow top or something, and then just trying it, seeing how it works in your wardrobe. And I think with that process of trial and error, that's what will take you towards having a better or a more well-defined personal style, knowing exactly what you do and you don't like, and knowing exactly what suits and what doesn't suit you. And I think that's the whole thing with experimentation as well, is like, I think what you learn is finding out for me personally, I found out what does, and I'm still trying to find out what does and doesn't suit my body type. I'm a really pretty big guy. I'm quite tall and I'm on the stockier side. So certain things just do not look good on me at all. Like, I find very fitted things, or things that are too tailored, not tailored, but I'll have to wear more relaxed things. Yeah, I'll just put it that way. More relaxed things, slightly baggier things. I think those look slightly better on me and suit my style as well. But I know what doesn't suit me is really wide trousers, just doesn't suit. Really skinny jeans doesn't suit me because I've got really big feet as well, so that just doesn't suit. And really and things with very straight lines, like short tailored jackets just don't look good on me because I've got quite a big chest. The proportions just never really look right. I think another tip is going out, buying things and not being afraid to buy it and return it if you don't like it, and not being afraid to buy things, if you've got the money, to buy things in multiple sizes and returning a size that doesn't work for you. That is one thing I wish I did a lot more. I never really had the money for it, but buying something in extra large, buying something in large, realising that the large probably fits, but the extra large just looks better on you. It's going to work well better in the long run because you're going to keep that garment for a lot longer time. And yeah, just don't be afraid to take risks. I think that's sort of the main thing. And I think maybe just like not having a fear. One of my things I don't have it as much anymore, but I used to have it a lot more, was like having a fear of judgment over what people were going to think of the clothes I wore. And that sort of slowed me down in terms of like finding my style, because I was always thinking, sometimes I want to experiment with something, but I always had this thing in the back of my mind that people used to think I was stupid, or like people used to think I was weird for wearing some of the things I was wearing. Like, yeah. But again, I think it's just part of the process, man. And also, I think one of the main things is really looking out for sources of inspiration, and that's one thing I'm always looking for to like level up the way I dress, really, is finding out things that I like and trying to use those things as a source of inspiration for influencing the way I dress. So the most obvious and the most clear-cut way of doing this is probably looking at people that you see on a day-to-day basis, which I do a lot. When I go out into town or something, or I'm a people watcher. I'll sit there. Sometimes I'll be in Starbucks looking out the window or something. I'll just look at people walking past. I love doing that. And just looking at what people are dressing in, looking at what people are wearing, or going on Instagram. Instagram's a tricky one because you can get lost in looking at influencers, which I don't think they're a good source of inspiration, because influencers' style isn't original. They're just like copy and pasting of other influencers and sort of dressing in what's trendy. So maybe just looking at people you actually... Celebrities is a better one, I think, because celebrities... I find some celebrities have a really unique sense of style. Following certain fashion accounts or certain style accounts. There's pause online, which is good sometimes, but then some of the fits on there are very like influencer-based fits. So it's just about finding something. I don't know. I started with that, and you just gotta kind of start anywhere, really. Runway shows as well. That is a good one. For me, runway shows, and designers style things in a very unique it's their job to, and there's a team of stylists there actually styling the models, but the way sometimes I look at runway shows and I look at the colour palettes used, I look at the silhouettes, the cuts and the shapes, and it just literally blows my mind. And that's just like a never-ending source of inspiration. So if you go on like Vogue or WWD, look at the runway shows of brands you like, and then from there that'll really help to... From looking at runway shows, I really found out, okay, these are the kind of things I don't like, and these are the kind of things I do like. And I found brands that I really liked, and then I bought more of those brands. So, and then from there, actually, I did a bit more diving into their previous collections, and that's a very good place to begin with as well. And then this is me personally. I don't know if anyone else has this, but I get sort of like very inspired from nature and buildings and surroundings. I think everyone does this, but on like darker days, and rainy days in winter, I generally dress in quite darker, muted colours, blah blah blah. But locations wise, I find, so I'm actually from Birmingham. I live in Nottingham now. So when I'm in Birmingham, I find I dress a lot differently, just because I think Birmingham is a bit more industrialised. So it's weird. I tend to dress in more synthetic, unnatural kind of clothes. So like more nylons, more And then I wear more colours like black, grey, them kind of things. Nottingham's a lot more green, and I find when I'm here, I wear a lot more colours as well. It's weird, I know, it's something I've just noticed. And then like architecture as well, that's something that really influences me. So like, I went to one building that really influences me. I went to Valencia and the Museum of Art and Science. I'll put a picture up. That's just sick. And that just gave me a lot of ideas on like how to dress, because I really like futuristic styles of dressing. Also looking at colour palettes in nature as well influences me. So like, I don't know, looking at flowers and stuff, and looking at the types of colours and the colours used on buildings as well. Like obviously someone's actually taken thought and time to actually design and plan out what colours they're going to use on a building, or even interiors as well. I get inspired by good interior design, because again, someone's actually taken the time to think about the colours used and complementary colours, and then I think, okay, how could I like this colour palette, how could I incorporate it into my personal style? So yeah, I've just sort of rambled on with that, but and then the last bit I just wanted to say is like, age and maturity really plays a big part in it, because I think when you're younger, you tend to go with trends a bit more, which is a given, whatever. When you're younger as well, you haven't seen as much of the world, and you haven't seen as many things, so your scope of what looks good and what's stylish is like here. But the more you experience life, like your horizons broaden, so the way you dress and the things you think look good, and your sense of style expands, basically. That's how I see it. But yeah, and like when you're younger as well, I feel like I tend to dress in very simple. I tended to dress in very simple colours. So it would be like blue, grey, light blue, black, bit of red. Then I got a bit older, I was like, okay, greens, light blues, browns, and then now I sort of dress in whatever colour looks good, basically, whatever colour suits me. Apart from really bright colours like yellow, and really bright oranges, things like that, really bright greens. Also, from something I forgot to mention, the more I travelled, the more, for me personally, opened up my eyes into how people dress. And I think as well, going back to what I said about location, I think that really determines how you dress as a person. So when I went from Suited for Experience, when I went to Berlin in like 2016, that really opened up my eyes into, wow, there's like a completely different way of dressing, which is actually sick. Obviously, I'd been on holiday before that, but I'd never been on holiday to a place where people were quite style and fashion conscious. And in Berlin, it really suits, because of like, they wear a lot of like black, and like they're quite minimal, wear kind of like dark colours. But it kind of suits the architecture of Berlin as well, and just the way the city looks, it really blends in. Now, the way they dress in Berlin, if I was to go out into the middle of the countryside in England, that just wouldn't look right, wearing all black and really like minimal stuff, or like chains and this like bondish sort of fetish aesthetic. It would just really look out of place. So I think where you live provides context for how you dress, and visiting more places will only add to your style. So since going there, I don't wear all black all the time, but sometimes I do like wearing all black, because I think it does look cool. And that's why I want to travel a lot more. Really want to travel to Japan, Korea, those two places mainly. And then I do want to go to like one of the Scandinavian countries as well, because they're like big into like minimalism. And yeah, again, the more you expand like your mind and your horizons, I think the more your style expands as well. Final thing I just want to say though is like, I think the important thing is just having fun with it, man, and just buying things that you actually kind of enjoy wearing at that time, even if you're not going to enjoy wearing it 10 years down the line, 5 years. If it makes you feel good at the time, just go for it. And it's really good to surround yourself with sort of like like-minded people and people who are into fashion or like dressing, because again, you'll only get more and more influence. Something I just want to say, things to avoid when it comes to, you know, like defining your style and what you think looks good is, I did mention it before, but I don't know if I'm going to cut it out. But yeah, looking at what influencers wear and getting too caught up in looking at what people wear on Instagram and on social media. So influencers, their job is to influence you to wear certain brands, and brands come to them, say, look, wear my stuff, I'll pay you a bag, you wear it, you've got a big following, and you'll get people to wear the stuff that we make. But sometimes I feel like influencers don't even like the stuff that they're wearing, don't even really fuck with it. So then as a result, then you're wearing something that you think looks good and you think you should be wearing because these people have got clout, and you think you're going to get the sort of same level of clout and respect, whatever, from wearing the same brands. But sometimes the shit don't even look good. So I think the better way to go is like looking at people who have a genuine sense of style, and people have a really honed in sense of style. So we're looking at people who probably wear like similar brands over and over, wear similar cuts of clothes over and over, similar colours over and over, because those people more often than not will have a more well-defined sense of style. Whereas an influencer wearing, say, like fucking, I don't know, like a Gucci tracksuit one day, then like a leather trench coat and fucking Dior B23s or something, I don't know, the other day, and then being head to toe in the Adidas the next day. Not saying you can't have range, but yeah. Also, what I'd avoid is one trick, actually, one thing not to do, and one thing that actually really helped. Try not to look at designers, and try not to go on a website. If you're looking for clothes on a website, not to look at designers and not to look at brands and not to look at price, and actually just looking at clothes for what they are. Because I think when you get caught up in designers too much, again, that can lead you down the slippery slope of wearing a designer because you know that's a hot brand at the moment. And one thing I'd majorly avoid, because it's just annoying, man, I just avoid buying things that don't fit, if I'm honest. The amount of money I've wasted on buying things that were on trend and I really kind of wanted that were on trend, but didn't really fit me well. I wanted to buy it anyway. And then like a few months down the line, then I realised, oh shit, this doesn't fit, it looks like shit. And then I've just had to either sell it on or give it away. So if you are going to buy something, at least make sure it fits, and at least try and keep it in good condition, so you can at least sell it on. But I think I've rambled on. Shit, I've been talking for about 30 minutes, so I'm going to have to cut this down majorly. But yeah, that was it. Let me know what you think. I actually really enjoyed doing this video. But yeah, if you've got anything you want to say in the comments, whatever, or any discussion you want to start, just let me know. But other than that, thanks for listening and peace.